but in our little neck of the woods of St. Andrew's United Church, some of the churches that we show in Sunday Reflection, there's a chorus called the Jubilee Chorus, and they do some really amazing concerts. And I'm happy to have Elizabeth Enslin, the choir director. Elizabeth, thanks for joining me today.
Thank you for having me. This is really exciting.
So I got to ask you, how have you guys been doing during these very interesting times in our community, province, and the whole world for that matter?
You know what? It has been a huge mental and emotional shift. It changes how you do things, how you plan things, your connections. It's not without a whole lot of struggle either. There have been incredible strides made in choral music, making connections through virtual choirs and so on. But then we have also we've lost connection in that not everybody's on that same technical plane. And so I'd have to say when we hit this whole COVID thing, it was like hitting a brick wall, because my choir is made up of community people, not necessarily technologically savvy, though some are, that need the human connection. So we come from many walks of life, many generations. We come together because of the community that music draws us to. We all love to sing, or we're all wanting to learn to sing, and then to be blessed or encouraged by the message from the music that we learn and then in turn share. So when that completely stopped, for some people, an entire community and of people, the world came apart. And I'll say that for me too. Having to stay home and not hear all that sound or make music together, doing together things really, really changed.
We've all kind of had to change how things have been done. Right back in March, I know a lot of people have changed every little type of things. And choirs, of course, also had to adapt. And I think you guys have done an amazing job just kind of pushing forward. So talking about choirs in our community, tons of churches have tons of choirs, but nobody really knows the history or the origin of how one choir begins. So let's go a bit back in time and talk about how the Jubilee Chorus came to be.
Well, that would be 60 years ago. It was born out of a desire in the Reformed churches of Chatham to have choral singing, which at the time, and in some of the churches still isn't permitted, was not permitted to be inside the church. So people passionate about great music came together and formed the Jubilee Chorus under the direction of John Postma. He was the first director for quite a long time, and then Barbara Maven took it over. Rehearsals took place at Christ Church for a long time, and then Michael Milner, and then myself. I'm the fourth director in the 60-year existence of the choir, and we now rehearse at St. Andrew's United Church.
How many concerts a year do you guys put together?
We do, on average, a solid 2. We do a Christmas one and we do a spring one. And often we do a little run-out performance, like we were involved with St. Andrew's 180th. This year, because we can't do a full concert and we can't have it indoors, we're actually taking our music outdoors. Yeah, on average, anywhere from 3 to 5, depending on what the request is in the community, our opportunity to participate in combined concerts, but 2 solid concerts just on our own.
Wow. And it's definitely a lot of work when we start talking a little more about the concert that we're going to be showing to our Your TV viewers. I'm super excited, and we'll get to that shortly. What is one of your favorite things about putting these these concerts together?
I love how it starts with a gem. I find a piece of music. I don't always know a theme that I'm going to work with, and I'll find a piece of music. I'm going, I have to use this piece. And then from there, I'm listening to Christmas music over the summer. I'm also listening to the music for the following year. So pieces come together. They, I have a volumes of music online, but also here in my studio, that I draw from. And then it slowly but surely creates a story. So thematically at Christmas, we try to tell the Christmas story, and it's come in different ways, whether we do Handel's Messiah or whether we do a collection of pieces.
Last year, we had an opportunity to see Run to the Major. And of course, we had so much Christmas content last year that
Yeah.
I said, you know what, we're going to save this for a rainy day. And what a perfect time to
It
save
is.
Run to the Manger for our viewers here, which is going to start on December 9th at 7 p.m. for our viewers. For those who may have seen it last year, but haven't maybe not even heard of it, Run to the Manger. Let's talk about the story. Let's talk about how Run to the Manger started from day one to last year, about 2019, probably a couple of weeks when we saw it to the public.
What did it start with? It started with me suddenly encountering a composer that I had not met before, and I try really hard to find something new, something that presents the story in a different way. So I chose Christmas carols that were recomposed, that were freshened up and presented in an entirely new creative way, involving instrumentalists, involving small groups, just the women, just the men, um, and uh, and then from there putting the story, because the biblical story of the birth of Christ and his life is a stepwise pattern, and so finding music that suits the storyline is the guiding principle for that. But then how do you tell that story not the same old way by reading the same scripture pieces? So I wrote a very modern narrative, a conversation between two people on the stage as they were trying to explain the story and their understanding of the story of Christ's coming, the foretelling of his coming and his birth um, at Christmas. So that whole Advent, what we call Advent of his coming, is what's storied through this concert.
Yeah, everyone loves hearing the Christmas story of how baby Jesus came to be, where the shepherds came from, where the kings came from.
Yeah.
And there's lots of great stories. And my favorite thing is about each section, from the baritones to the tenors, is the camaraderie that the Jubilee Chorus shows. And you can see it as they sing each piece. What is one of the best things about the camaraderie, that how much fun you guys and gals have up there, and singing the songs, singing Run to the Manger, singing any of the concert pieces you share to the public?
Well, in order to be a team, in order to present something cohesive, you have to have community at the base. So we're friends. We share about our lives. We support each other in times of difficulty and rejoicing. There's lots of behind the scenes work there. But we also try to work very hard at building fellowship. We draw people in from all walks of life. Some of them have suffered significant loss, are struggling with mental health. Some have are recently moved to town and are lonely, and they've come to the choir, and we wrap around each other, and we take the time to talk before and after rehearsal. You not only trust the singer beside you, but you know that singer, and together your passion for the music and then your love for one another comes through. It's just not, come together, sing the notes and say the words and walk away. No, there's living that goes on at Jubilee.
Now, I know you guys are in a new type of way of rehearsing. It's a lot different.
Very different.
What if somebody's interested in joining up? Are you looking for new members? What does somebody need to do to potentially become the next Jubilee Chorus member?
Well, you don't have to audition or anything. You come as you are. We just take everyone. It's my job to do the instructing. We do have to cap. Now, that's COVID's issue. We can only have 50 people. So we're marching up into the mid 30s right now. And so, yes, a new season starts in January. And you can find us on Facebook, and you can message us there. And we'll gladly pass on information about when our next rehearsals begin. I believe it's January the 5th. And then at St. Andrews. And then we will hopefully continue where we left off with our spring concert that we never got to present and didn't finish learning. And we will be presenting that hopefully indoors next May 29th. But there's no guarantee. It might be outside.
And, if you're interested, I'm going to put the link right here on the below here to join up with the Jubilee Chorus and see what kind of amazing things. So, Elizabeth, thank you for what you and your team are doing to make music happen, aliving and thriving in CK. Is there anything else that you would like to add as we close out?
Even though, we're singing with masks and we're socially distant, the coming together around music is a huge comfort and a blessing. And we hope to bring that to the community through our caroling. You'll see us at the Superstore. You'll see us at the Santa Claus parade. You may even hear us in your neighborhood as we hope to sing to a lot of the long-term care and retirement facilities. We're going to be making our way around town for the next couple of weeks. And hopefully you'll catch us, or you can join us in rehearsal in January, but please let us know. It's going to be a first come first serve basis there, but for sure, we hope to see you at our concerts, because we don't prepare this just for ourselves. We want to bless you, and we want you to bring the joy of music.
Absolutely. Well, thank you for everything that you guys and gals are doing out there. I'm going to put the link below again for Jubilee Chorus. And of course, don't forget to watch the premiere of Run to the Manger on December 9th at 7 o'clock. And there'll be plenty of repeats. So gather your friends and family around in a safe environment and watch along and listen to some beautiful music presented by the Jubilee Chorus. So thanks for joining me today, Elizabeth.
Thank you, Your TV, for bringing our concert to the community this year. That is just a huge gift, and we really appreciate it. Thank you from the Jubilee Chorus.